This is a world of universal superpowers. Mengxing High School has consistently ranked first in the province in terms of spiritual testing for 3 years. But he awakened the talent of a farmer, just as he was disheartened and preparing to go home to farm. He was shocked to find that his farming talents were somewhat different. Qinglian Dixin Fire, Devil Fruit Tree, Blood Orchid, and C.virus plants grow one by one from a small vegetable field. These magical plants were all seen in novels and movies on Earth before he traveled. A brand new idea is generated in the mind. Cultivate devil fruits and create awakened dead warriors. Create the Hunter Guild with numerous extraordinary plants as bounties. So, like a godlike figure, Hunter President Mengxing rose to power with his Hunter Guild. This article starts with an invincible flow, focusing on developing power keywords of the novel. Farmer. Planting a special fire at the beginning, selling demon fruits without pop-ups, farmer. Planting a special fire at the beginning, selling demon fruits. Download the complete text. Farmer. Planting a special fire at the beginning, selling demon fruits. Latest chapters to read. Chapter 1. Begins with Qinglian Earth Heart Fire, an S.level talent. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1 begins with Qinglian Earth Heart Fire, an S.level talent. Xiagua, Nanhai City, Nanhai No. 1 Middle School. Mengxing, beside the awakening platform, a expressionless woman impatiently said. Next. Mengxing opened his mouth and didn't say anything, feeling lost and walking down. The chubby boy in the same class looked regretful. It's a pity that you have such strong spirituality and awakened your natural talent for life. Everyone in this world has the opportunity to awaken their talents. The awakening talent is completely random. Of course, there are also some people who have bad luck and fail to awaken. Students in this world not only receive regular cultural classes, but also increase their spirituality through meditation classes. The more spiritual one is, the stronger the talent for awakening. And Mengxing, the genius of Nanhai No. 1 Middle School. Spiritual testing has been ranked first at the provincial level for 3 years, but has only awakened the talent of farmers. Just wake up a combat talent and it will take off. The chubby boy comforted and said. It's okay, I'll have my dad find a relationship for you and arrange a good job for you without any problem. Good jobs are hard to find in this world. Even if a farmer has strong talent, if they want to join any agricultural company, they still need to have connections through connections. Mengxing doesn't like to owe favors, and even good brothers can't do it. He forced a smile. Forget it, I'll go back to the old city and plant the land. I can also get a greenhouse in the future. The so-called old urban area is actually the urban-rural fringe, also known as slums. The houses in the new urban area are rented through scholarships. I have already graduated and have not awakened my combat talent, so I cannot afford the high expenses of the new urban area. Old city area. Mengxing was clearing the weeds in the small courtyard of the bungalow, his mind spinning in a daze. Before crossing over, he had already failed the college entrance examination and got drunk in a bar. I inexplicably traveled through this world. History always has astonishing similarities. How could he change jobs and become a farmer in Linmen? There are too many natural talents in life. Even if it's an S.level life talent, it's difficult to find a job except for those with a background, let alone a wonderful life. Because this is a chaotic world where monsters appear. Only combat talent can earn respect and status. If the awakened ones had not appeared to clear the monsters, the humans in this world would have been extinct long ago. It is better to use the job positions in these cities to support the family and friends of the awakened fighters, as it is a tacit benefit. Mengxing checked the green dots in his mind. Farmer talent, S.level, proficient in agriculture and mulberry, consuming spiritual energy has a probability of planting a known extraordinary plant. Mengxing chuckled self-deprecatingly. Planting extraordinary plants that one knows. Where do extraordinary plants come from in this world? Perhaps due to the time traveler, he is very spiritual. Mengxing has 7 stages of spirituality, making him one of the best among humans. According to the level of spiritual capacity within the human body, it is divided into 9 levels. But now, what is the significance of these 7 spiritualities? He really wants to awaken a combat talent, such as becoming a swordsman. With one's own 7 sections of spirituality, 1 person, 1 sword, wandering the world, how charming. After weeding, Mengxing wiped his sweat. Why can't I experience the joy of a supernatural power when I was born into this foreign world? Full of unwillingness to turn into a helpless sigh. Well, the world of awakened combat talents is so dangerous. It's better to save money to build a greenhouse or a farm, and you can also reach the peak of your life. I can only comfort myself in this way. Take out the wildflower seeds picked up from your pocket. Isn't it said in the textbook that farmers have a natural ability to plant valuable plants? If you plant any famous flowers and plants, you can also earn some money by selling them to the city. Dig open the soil and plant the seeds in your hand. At this moment, Mengxing's spiritual power was completely drained from his body. Boom! On a sunny day with a clear sky spanning thousands of miles, a thick and sturdy thunderbolt descended from the sky, banging straight in the courtyard. Thunder affects earth fire. The small vegetable garden burned instantly. At this moment, even a grain of sand in the ordinary vegetable garden appears extraordinary and full of spirituality. The temperature of the entire courtyard suddenly rose, as if it were in a volcano. A series of unpredictable information appeared in Mengxing's mind. At the same time, the seed broke through the soil, sprouted, and bloomed. A blue lotus stands gracefully, divided into 8 leaves, 8 green leaves. Like a pure blue jade, it is crystal clear. In the lotus, there is a small lotus platform about 2 or 3 feet long, with a beautiful blue flame. That is the purest fire attribute energy. Below the lotus is an extremely slender rhizome, more than 10 meters long, lying on the vegetable garden. The densely packed antennae on the roots are greedily absorbing energy from the vegetable garden. After Mengxing received all the information, his eyes suddenly froze on the field. He exclaimed in astonishment and disbelief in his eyes. This is Qinglian Earth's Heart Fire. Is there a chance to plant known extraordinary plants? Oh, Huang-possessed body. Surprisingly, it can plant the Qinglian Earth Heart Fire that is heard on Earth. As a human on Earth, Mengxing. How could the Qinglian Earth Heart Fire not know? That is the 3,000 great worlds, the endless fire realm of Emperor Yan's extraordinary fire. Possessed the power to destroy heaven and earth. His talent as a farmer is unparalleled. Because the indigenous people of this world, even if there is an SSS-level farmer, no matter what, it's impossible to know something like Qinglian Dixin Fire. Don't mention planting it. He walked towards Qinglian with an infatuated expression on his face. My mind twitched. The Qinglian Earth's core fire leaped towards Mengxing and entered the sea of Mengxing's consciousness. At the same time, a new message appeared in Mengxing's mind. Qinglian Dixin Fire. S.level talent 1,000 years to become a spirit, 100 years to form, 1,000 years to become a lotus. When it reaches its peak, its color tends to be blue, and a cluster of green flames blooms in the lotus heart. Its name is Qinglian Fire, also known as Qinglian Dixin Fire. Has the power to trigger volcanic eruptions and destroy nature, consume spirituality and can manipulate the Qinglian Earth Heart Fire. Mengxing's eyes were filled with surprises. Trembling with excitement all over. From hell to heaven, but that's it. I originally thought that the talent of S.class farmers was only fully equipped with diamond tractors. I didn't expect to come up with a Ferrari with gold rims and diamonds. The blue flame appeared in my hand, jumping and spinning like a magic, forming a lotus. Swordsman of the Wind. Sorry, it's better to use the fire method of burning the river and boiling the sea. Qinglian Dixin Fire is just the 19th ranked abnormal fire on the abnormal fire ranking list. Is that the S. level? On the list of abnormal fires in the world of Yan Emperor, there are 2 other abnormal fires born on lotus flowers. The 8th ranked Red Lotus Fire and the 3rd ranked Pure Lotus Demon Fire. What if you plant it yourself? 2 different fires merge. Buddha Fury Lotus. If 3 different fires merge. Destroy the fire lotus. Hiss, it's so terrifying. Mengxing can't wait anymore, he needs to go to the agricultural store immediately to buy seeds. The agricultural store looked at various seeds and priced them for half a day. The money in my pocket is only enough to buy 20 packets of flower seeds. Walk to the counter. Could you please calculate the account? Mengxing. You're not in the city anymore, why are you here? The cashier girl's voice is very pleasant, she didn't deliberately pick it up, and it sounds a bit crisp and numb. Unfortunately, his strong appearance is not satisfactory. My face is covered in acne, my skin is dark and rough, and I weigh over 200 pounds. Mengxing remembers this girl, who is 1 year older than him. He is also a pitiful person. Amazing spirituality, unfortunately awakened S.level life talent. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Devil Fruit Tree. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2 Devil Fruit Tree. The girl's name is Su Manman and she has heard of Mengxing. Her spirituality is even stronger than before, ranking first at the provincial level for 3 years. Any awakened combat talent should be recruited by a large company or the security bureau at this time. Is it possible that? Bad speculations arose in her heart. At this moment, an disharmonious voice rang out. Oh, what a coincidence. Isn't this Uncle Mengxing, a farmer? Mengxing frowned and turned his head to look. That yellow-haired person walked with a thumping gait, still holding a sapling in his hand. My classmate, Huang Jie. Huang Jie patted the saplings on the counter and looked at Mengxing with his nostrils, his face disdainful. Awakened as a farmer, really planning to farm. Unlike me, who awakened my talent for power. I'm going to work for the ant company's security team. Sumaman understood. Looking at Mengxing with regretful eyes. Poor people who share the same illness. She shook her head and started paying Mengxing. Huang Jie saw that both of them ignored him and forcibly demanded the picture. Speaking sarcastically. I remember both of you are the most spiritual in our school. As a result, I was left behind as a poor student whom you looked down upon. Is hard work useful? Mengxing didn't answer, paid the money, and prepared to leave with the seeds. He is in a hurry to go home and farm. Mengxing's disregard was seen by Huang Jie as a pretense of coercion and aloofness. An unnamed fire rises in the heart. You all have trash talents, how dare you look down on me? He reached out to pull Mengxing's clothes. Hello. I'm talking to you. Mengxing turned his head, his eyes tinged with coldness, making him shudder. The awakened person's intuition made the yellow hair stand on end, subconsciously releasing their hand and taking 2 steps back. It wasn't until Mengxing left that he regained his senses. How can I still be afraid when facing such a useless person? Could it be that Mengxing's reputation in school was too great, which frightened himself as a combat awakener? A wave of shame and frustration rose from the bottom of my heart. Upon seeing this, Su Manman burst out laughing. Huang Jie became even more angry and gave Su Manman a fierce glare. Curse! Fatty pig, laugh at your mother. After speaking, he threw 100 yuan in his hand onto Su Manman's face. Following closely in the direction of Mengxing's departure. Returning to the small courtyard, Mengxing quickly opened the seeds in his hand, bag by bag. Sprinkle it into the field. At this moment, Jinpu is emitting the flames left by the Qinglian Earth's core fire. Those seeds were buried in the soil and burned to ashes shortly after. Until all the seeds were planted, no sprouts could grow. Mengxing sat disappointed on the ground. Plant known rare plants with a small probability. This probability is a bit too small. Planting the Qinglian Earth Heart Fire is purely accidental. In just half an hour, a few hundred yuan is gone. I don't have any money in my pocket, so I need to make some money to buy seeds. This is also too expensive. At this moment, a familiar sound came from the wall. Sleeping trough, Mengxing, can your land catch fire? Mengxing suddenly turned back and stared fixedly at the figure lying on the wall. This is Huang Jie, who has been following us all the way. His house has a high wall, and his neighbors are elderly men in their 70s or 80s. I never thought anyone could climb up the wall to spy. Huang Jie jumped off the wall holding fruit tree seeds. Squatting by the field, looking curiously. How can this thing catch fire? The scorching temperature made him afraid to touch. A greedy expression appeared in his eyes. This farm is obviously abnormal, it is definitely an extraordinary treasure that can be sold for a good price. Mengxing looked at him with a blank expression. How long have you been watching it? Huang Jie was still addicted to the magic of Tianpu's ability to catch fire, and casually spoke up. Just arrived, could you first talk about how your place can get angry? Mengxing nodded and took the fruit tree seedlings that Huang Jie had placed on the ground and inserted them into the field garden. Huang Jie immediately became anxious. That's my sapling. What are you throwing into the fire for? Mengxing glanced at Huang Jie. Why can't dead things be used? Seeing your own secret, thinking you can live. The saplings of that fruit tree did not turn into ashes. Mengxing whispered in secret and stabilized. There is a very low probability that this kid's fruit tree seedlings will hit. The fruit tree seedlings are firmly rooted in the field, crazily absorbing the remaining flames of the Qinglian Earth's core fire. That flame transforms into the purest energy, allowing the fruit tree to grow rapidly at a visible speed to the naked eye. Not long after, in the stunning eyes of Huang Mao, it became a tree over 3 meters tall. The twisted and strange tree is not a species of this world. The branches have ferocious thorns, and the leaves are bright green. When all the remaining energy of the Qinglian Earth Heart Fire is absorbed by the strange tree, 3 strange fruits grow on the branches. The mysterious information is generated in Mengxing's brain. Devil Fruit Tree. S.Level Extraordinary Item, the magical fruit tree born from human desires and desires. All the fruits it bears represent certain human desires. Those 4 strange fruits, like pineapples, like dragon fruit. Mengxing's eyes were full of shock, and his mouth didn't close for a long time. Devil Fruit Tree. Those 4 devil fruits represent the devil fruits of human desires and desires. After a strong shock, there is unparalleled excitement. You should know that every demon fruit can create an extraordinary and awakened one. Mengxing picked a demonic fruit. Bird Fruit. Falcon Form, C.Level Superordinary Item, he frowned. How is it at level C? After thinking about it, I felt relieved. After all, in the world of pirates, the bird fruit. Falcon Form is not a very strong demon fruit. He won't eat this thing. There are 3 reasons. Firstly, the rank of this demon fruit is too low. Although the devil fruit and awakening talents can become stronger through development. But if there are fruits of higher order, why bother with that effort? Next, he will definitely cultivate more fruits. Thundering fruit, shaking fruit, not fragrant. Secondly, each person can awaken up to 4 talents at most. Mengxing already has the talent of being a farmer and the talent of Qinglian Dixin Fire. He still plans to leave the remaining 2 talents to the Red Lotus Industry Fire and the Pure Lotus Demon Fire. Even if it cultivates strong fruits, it will only be used as a last resort. At this moment, Mengxing felt a familiar power in those demon fruits. Perhaps it is because the devil fruit tree is fed on the residual energy of the Qinglian Earth Heart Fire. The devil fruit surprisingly has the aura of Qinglian's Heart Fire. While contemplating whether this would have an impact on the devil fruit, my ears heard Huang Jie's annoying fly sound. Hey! Stupid, isn't this just your talent? If you're not mistaken, is this an extraordinary item? Come and hang out with me in the future, I can make you a lot of money. Mengxing looked up and met Huang Jie's threatening gaze. He couldn't help but laugh out loud. What if I don't plan to cooperate with you? Huang Jie laughed heartily. Don't you understand the truth that a man is innocent and blames others? After speaking, he rubbed his hands and walked towards Mengxing with ill intentions. It seems that you need to suffer some flesh and skin pain. The next second, Huang Jie grew up in shock and froze in place. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. The Hunter Guild's Imagination. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. The Hunter Guild's Imagination. Mengxing was holding a green fire lotus in his palm at this moment. That fire lotus is emitting a deadly temperature. The temperature in the entire courtyard suddenly rose, and the air was about to burn. Mengxing tilted his head and pulled a cold curve from the corner of his mouth, revealing forest white teeth. Do you really think that awakening a trash combat talent can ride on my head? Huang Jie's awakening talent is an F.level power talent. How to describe this ability? Strength is the limit of humanity, and there is nothing else. Mengxing has always felt that this talent is pure trash. I can't even deal with hot weapons. What can I use to withstand bullets? With your over 400 kilograms of brute force. Huang Jie swallowed a mouthful of saliva, his face full of disbelief. You awakened. No, Xinga, you are a dual talent. Huang Jie's ability is very weak, he can only dominate in the slums. When encountering other awakened combat talents, they will only be human with their tails sandwiched. As an awakener, he can clearly feel that Mengxing's talent is very strong. Better than any awakened one I've seen during this period. B.Order, A.Level. S.Level combat talent. He dare not even think. The fear in Huang Xing's eyes was about to overflow. Mengxing's murderous aura proves that he can kill. When did he see such a scene? With a splash. Kneeling on the ground. Brother Xing, please forgive me, I was wrong. Mengxing's green fire lotus is 3 centimeters above Huang Jie's head. As long as it's in a blink of an eye, there will never be this person again in the world. Huang Jie cried in fear, tears streaming down his face, constantly pleading for mercy. Brother Xing, please forgive me. Forgive me. Can I be your dog in the future? Even if this high-level awakener kills him, the law will not turn against him. After a long silence, Huang Jie trembled and lifted his head. Mengxing stood tall and lowered, his eyebrows lightly raised. When is my dog? Huang Jie remained loyal and constantly kowtowed. Mengxing picked a demonic fruit, crouched down, and handed it to Huang Jie. It's really useless for me to have you as a dog. But you're lucky enough to eat this fruit. How it will become depends on your nature. Mengxing was very concerned about the aura of the green lotus heart fire on the demon fruit. The development of abnormal fire to the extreme has the power to destroy nature. Who knows what will happen if the demon fruit that touches a hint of strange fire is eaten? Maybe it will burn itself to ashes on the spot. Huang Jie knew he had become some kind of experimental subject. Grit your teeth and look fiercely. Take the devil's fruit and chew it heavily. The taste is very bad, unpleasant, disgusting, like dipping rubber in stinky mud. In order to survive. The harder it tastes, the bigger the bite, and eventually it wolfs down. After finishing, I didn't wipe my mouth, frowned and closed my eyes, quietly waiting for a change. Mengxing is also a bit nervous at the moment. If he eats it and explodes directly, then the devil fruit will be useless. Is it a poisonous apple used to be the queen? Not to mention the taste, who would eat this strange appearance? Not long after, Huang Jie opened his eyes and kept checking his body. My eyes went from confusion to shock, then from shock to shock, and then to uncontrollable ecstasy. He has awakened another talent. In the sea of consciousness, next to the red light dots symbolizing power and talent, there appears a shrunken version of the fruit that was just eaten. Bird fruit, Hayabusa state. C. Level, after stimulating the talent, transform into the form of a falcon and gain flying ability. With improved speed and strength, the fruit planted by Mengxing can actually directly help awaken. No, it's not about helping awaken, it's about endowing with talent. Is this sapling really bought by oneself for 30 yuan at an agricultural store? Just as he was eager to showcase his talents, Mengxing moved his finger. Huang Jie's eyes widened in shock, his face twisted, and fine beads of sweat covered his forehead. The despairing burning sensation seems to start burning from the soul. The sea of consciousness is suffering a catastrophic disaster. He looked at Mengxing in terror, convulsing all over in pain, his mouth wide open and unable to make any sound. Mengxing's mouth widened and his fingers slid again. The burning sensation that posed a threat of death to Huang Jie disappeared. All of this was done by Mengxing. When Huang Jie ate the devil's fruit, the faint Qinglian Heart Fire energy awakened with his talent and took root in Huang Jie's sea of consciousness. As the only natural awakener of the Qinglian Earth Heart Fire, Mengxing can manipulate that little flame. In this case, he can decide the life and death of the demon fruit ability person. This discovery made Mengxing's body tremble uncontrollably. Breathing becomes faster and faster each time. Gradually. Calm down. A pair of black and white eyes crawled deeper and deeper with increasing excitement and uncontrollable ambition. I can cultivate devil fruits and grasp the lifeline of those with devil fruit abilities. This is an opportunity to establish a foothold in a world full of crises, and even call for wind and rain. Mengxing muttered to himself. Start organizing all the information about abilities in your mind. Firstly, it is Tianpu. My own farmer talent has created a field with extraordinary power. The higher the spirituality of the field, the higher the probability of planting extraordinary plants. It is precisely because the residual energy of the inner fire of Qinglian Earth belongs to the highest level of spirituality. So we can plant the devil fruit tree. It doesn't matter if the current Tianpu has lost the residual spiritual power of the exotic fire. You just need to fertilize the field by yourself. Fertilizer can be various extraordinary materials, or it can be the body of monsters. Furthermore, it is the devil fruit tree. As long as the spirituality in the field is sufficient and absorbed by the devil fruit tree, it can bear devil fruit again. Eating the devil fruit is the worst way to awaken C-level talents. The F-level of this world belongs to the limits of humanity, while the E-level belongs to true extraordinary talents. These two levels are the norm for most awakened combat talents. The awakened C-level combat talent is already very powerful. You can completely wield power, have wives and concubines in groups, and guard the peace of one side. It is entirely possible for oneself to bestow the devil's fruit on others. Then use the Qinglian Earth Heart Fire inside the fruit to control a C-level awakener. Mengxing suddenly outlined a smile at the corner of his mouth. Why give the devil's fruit to others for nothing? Where is the power of Baida? It's completely possible to sell the devil fruit. A large number of people will kneel down and beg to be dogs for Mengxing for strength. And to have the opportunity to be a dog, one must demonstrate sufficient value. Mengxing shuddered suddenly at the thought of this. A new idea forms in the mind. In the future, I will also plant other extraordinary plants myself. Even without the strength of Qinglian Xinhua and devil fruit tree, it must still be a very good thing. Why not be bolder? Can you use those extraordinary plants as rewards to build a bounty hunter guild? People who crave power may sacrifice their lives and shed blood for their extraordinary plants, right? Hunters who complete their tasks can not only obtain extraordinary plants, but also earn point rewards. The person with the highest score is undoubtedly one of the awakened individuals who possesses great perseverance, great luck, and excellent talents. The reward for those who excel is the devil's fruit. Equivalent to selecting some people with perseverance, luck, and excellent talent to become their most loyal subordinates. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Su Manman's S.Level Hacker. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. Su Manman's S.Level Hacker. Mengxing's eyes were bright, unable to conceal his excitement. Thinking of the potential and future energy of the Hunter Guild, my blood is accelerating throughout. Ambition is like a midsummer wilderness, growing wildly. As soon as the wind blows, the wild grass stretches into the sky. Just the most basic question now. How to take the first step. The beginning of everything is difficult. 0 to 1 is difficult, 1 to 10 is easy. First of all, one must persevere and not waver. There are still many top-level awakeners in this world. For safety reasons, the original Bounty Hunter Guild could have no physical presence. All activities can be conducted online. The first demon fruit can be sold online in exchange for future event funds. With such a large organizational structure, money cannot be reduced. So here comes the question. The internet has a memory, and network sheriffs are not dry eaters. If this matter were discovered, not to mention the future bounty guild, I would be in endless trouble. Mengxing's eyes were slightly fixed, and he murmured. If only there could be a top-level hacker. Huang Jie, who had not spoken for a long time and was trembling on the side, spoke tentatively. Xinggu, do you need hackers? Mengxing's remaining light swept towards him, somewhat moved. Why, do you still know hackers? You should know that there are very few people in the old city area who have computers. Not to mention possessing top-notch computer technology. Huang Jie said weakly. Xingga, don't you know? What Su Manman awakened was his talent for S.level hackers. Mengxing was somewhat skeptical. Is Su Manman a hacker's talent? Where are the scammers? After the monster appeared, the whole world was busy dealing with it. The communication system has been paralyzed for a long time. When the situation stabilizes, the global computer level has seriously declined. This kind of hacker talent is still relatively scarce, definitely more popular than him as a farmer. If Su Manman is an S.level talent, he wouldn't still be in the old city area. Huang Jie quickly explained. Normally, Su Manman can indeed find a good job. Kuxing, you also know that Su Manman has no background and no appearance. Mengxing suddenly realized. Internet companies are definitely the most sought-after units. Without a background, Su Manman was not recommended, and it was already difficult to get in with his own abilities. If she is a beautiful woman or a girl with a slightly decent appearance after putting on makeup, she may make the interviewer tempted. Unfortunately, her image is indescribable. The same goes for the earth. Those girls with a bad image but strong abilities are often buried. Mengxing was tempted. If that's the case, then this S.level hacker himself will have to take it into his pocket. He glanced at Huang Jie. I remember you brought a laptop to school to play games, right? It will be delivered tomorrow night. How dare Huang Jie say a word of no? Thanks and gratitude, I left Mengxing courtyard. The next morning, Mengxing arrived at the agricultural store early and secretly observed Su Manman's life trajectory. Su Manman is the most important member of the early stages of the Bounty Hunter Guild, so it's better to learn more carefully. It turns out that Su Manman has more than just this job. Su Manman works at an agricultural store in the morning. In the afternoon, when the landlady woke up from sleep at the store, Manman rode his bike to a restaurant in the new urban area and entered the kitchen. When she was covered in the smell of oil fumes and detergent, there was a noticeable fatigue on her face. However, her work is not over yet. I ate 3 or 4 mantou on the road and rode to the mall. When Mengxing saw Manman again, he had already changed into a teddy bear costume. It's scorching heat, and the sun is scorching. She tried to play cute actions and distribute flyers on the main road. Her work didn't end until evening. After taking off the hood, my whole face turned red from heat, and my head seemed to have been washed, with sweat sticking to my neck. The person who looked like the mall manager walked out and gave Manman 50 yuan. She happily held 50 yuan and kept bowing to the manager in gratitude. Change your clothes and walk non-stop towards the next part-time restaurant. Mengxing furrowed his brow. Wearing this kind of thing in this weather, busy all afternoon. Can you be so happy with 50 yuan? How much compensation can she receive from her previous 2 jobs? This is the current situation of residents in the old city area. There is only one ditch separated from the new urban area, but life is different from the sky and earth. The bosses in the new urban area know that those who can come here to find part-time jobs are definitely from the old urban area. If they are not given jobs, people in the old city area have no source of income except for farming. People in the old city area will not collectively refuse to find part-time jobs in the new city area due to low salaries. The residents of the old city area are also embroiled in internal competition. No wonder the old city area is called a slum. Time has arrived at night. Manman finally finished his day's work and squatted on the road, blowing the evening breeze for half a day before resting well. Slow down and ride your bike towards the old city area. Just about to cross the ditch that divides the old and new urban areas. 3 non-mainstream people, smoking cigarettes and dyeing their hair in various colors, stopped her on their bean shoes. Fatty pig, what a coincidence. The brothers have run out of money online. Understand something, I've been watching you for a whole day. Just give me 20 packages of accommodation for each of my brothers. Manman was very panicked, nervously holding the 80 yuan change in his pocket. I don't have that much. The sound is still crisp and numb to the bone, extremely hard to hear. It's just that their appearance doesn't receive their affection. A non-mainstream person became angry and slapped Manman's face with a cigarette in his mouth. Don't you want to be embarrassed in the old city area? If it weren't for our new urban area providing you with a meal to eat, you all have to sleep in the stinky ditch. What I want is not your money, but the money you took from our new urban area. Manman was stunned by this slap. Wiping away tears with grievances. My feet are still on the bicycle pedals. That non-mainstream, regardless of whether Manman is willing or not, reached out and searched Manman's pocket. I forcefully took out 80 yuan. The fat pig suddenly became happy. Look, it would be great to give it to me earlier. You still have 20 yuan left. After speaking, he greeted his friends to walk towards the direction of the internet cafe in the new urban area. Suddenly, they stopped in their tracks. Because a thin young man blocked their way. Give her the money back. The streetlights pulled his shadow to the ground. Manman noticed him and wiped away his tears. Mengxing. Why are you here? The non-mainstream people laughed. What kind of person did you think it was? It turns out it's also a mouse from the old city area. What's wrong? Heroes save the beauty. The taste is really strong, brother. Manman hurriedly said. I'm fine, Mengxing, don't worry about me, I don't want the money. Mengxing remained motionless, still blocking the path of non-mainstream people. Non-mainstream people are angry and want to beat Mengxing up. When the first non-mainstream rushed towards Mengxing, he was completely stunned. He saw the young man in black sportswear, with blue flames in his hands. Then gently tap your finger on the non-mainstream head. The blue flames instantly enveloped the young man in black. The screams didn't even come out in time and instantly turned into ashes. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Reincarnation, Manman. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Reincarnation, Manman. War. Awakened by combat talent. The remaining two non-mainstream members were frightened to the point of splitting their hearts. Even if one's combat talent awakens, how dare they kill? Although there is no surveillance here, the abilities of the awakened combat talents will be registered in a special way. Similar to fingerprints, it is easy to identify who committed the crime. Before they could react, two blue sparks had already touched them and suddenly caught fire. In less than a few seconds, the three non-mainstream elements disappeared from the human world. Manman opened his mouth in shock and stared blankly as Mengxing walked up to him. Mengxing spoke slowly. "Senior sister, how can you give away the fruits of your hard work for a day?" The Qinglian Earth Heart Fire made Mengxing mysterious in Manman's eyes. Manman looked at Mengxing with a deep, lake-like gaze. "I even forgot that the young man in front of me had just taken 3 fresh lives." She spoke with a gloomy expression. "The world is unfair." Mengxing whispered. "There is indeed no absolute fairness in the world. But perhaps we can move that celestial balance and achieve at least fairness for ourselves." He reached out his hand. "Come with me, you won't experience this kind of misfortune again in the future." Mengxing's voice is very magnetic, like a demon whispering. Manman reached out his hand in a strange way. Even if she had an intuition, the peaceful life she could see at a glance was about to leave her. Mengxing and Manman returned to their small courtyard together. At the entrance of the courtyard, Huang Jia waited early and dared not enter unless the door was open. Seeing Mengxing and Manman, they greeted each other repeatedly. "Xinga. I'm here with my computer. Sister Manman is also here." Manman looked at Huang Jia with suspicion. How could he speak so politely? What happened to Mengxing? Mengxing nodded and opened the courtyard door. A few people enter. What caught Manman's eye was the eerie big tree. There are 3 strange fruits on the big tree. Huang Jia smiled and handed the computer to Manman. From now on, Sister Manman will do her best. Manman knew that his value to Mengxing was his S.level hacking talent. Without talking nonsense, he directly asked. "What do you need me to do?" Mengxing shook his head. "It's not urgent." He picked a demonic fruit from the tree and handed it to Manman. "Eat it and you will awaken new talents." The price is to lose freedom. Manman listened to these terrifying words and saw Huang Jia's eager and fearful gaze towards the devil fruit. I have roughly believed what Mengxing said. At this point it was already too late to get off the pirate ship, and she had no intention of getting off either. Without hesitation, Manman picked up the devil's fruit and bit it. I almost vomited the first bite. This thing is really unpleasant to eat. A few minutes later, Manman finally ate the devil's fruit. In her sea of consciousness, there is an additional demon fruit light spot. It's the shrunken version of the one I just ate. Sweet fruit. C.level, consuming spirituality will petrify those who are attracted to oneself. Even the slightest bit of emotion can be petrified. For example, having feelings of liking or liking can also lead to being petrified. Manman gave an incredulous look. Did she really awaken a new talent? It's just that this talent is pitifully weak for her. I'm afraid only true love will be attracted to me, right? And you want to petrify them yourself. Isn't this cheap? This ability must be very strong for those big stars, beauty pageants, and so on. At this moment, Mengxing handed over another demon fruit. According to the understanding of the devil fruit in the pirate world, a person can only eat one devil fruit. But the people in this world are different from the earth. After eating the devil's fruit, it will become their talent. They won't die because they eat too much devil's fruit. However, Mengxing didn't know whether he would gain dual talents or a new talent to replace the original talent after eating the two demon fruits. He wants to try Superman. This devil fruit and sweet fruit really match perfectly. If these two demon fruit talents could coexist with Superman, it would definitely not be as simple as 1 + 1 = 2. Superman already knows what the devil fruit is. Picking up the devil's fruit and swallowing it in large gulps. The taste that was difficult to swallow disappeared without a trace due to nervousness and excitement. I even think this thing is a delicious dish. 2 or 3 minutes later, a new demon fruit talent appeared in the sea of consciousness of Superman. Smooth fruit. C-level, after eating it, it turns into a smooth and tender person with smooth skin surface and zero friction. All items that come into contact with the skin will slide open. Consuming friction can be self-controlled, but cannot increase friction beyond oneself. It also has a cosmetic effect. Manman, a top student, immediately understood the meaning of zero friction. Friction refers to the force that hinders the relative motion of an object. If you can have zero friction, wouldn't bullets just slip through you? Isn't this absolute physical defense? Manman suddenly realized that his clothes seemed to have grown larger. Wait a moment. I lost weight. Smooth fruit talent can turn ugly women into beautiful women. What about myself now? In the eyes of Mengxing and Huangjie, Manman at this moment is simply a transformed living person. A head of black hair draped over a stunning pretty face. Her captivating eyes carried a hint of confusion. The heavy and strange waves on my chest were surging. The plump and ugly Manman disappeared. Instead, there are tall and slender beauties with black, straight, and irregular figures. The plump pants have fallen off, and the loose clothes have also slipped off the fragrant shoulders. Fortunately, they are quick to catch. Huangjie swallowed his saliva and didn't dare to look at Manman at the moment. Is this Xingge's method? Mengxing remained expressionless and gestured for Manman to go to the room to find a set of clothes to change into. On the surface, there is no chaos, but in reality, my heart is slightly shaken. The ability to smooth fruits is too terrifying. There may be no more beautiful woman in this world than Manman. The ability of sweet fruits can petrify anyone who is attracted to those with abilities. Even a slight liking can be petrified. The slippery fruit once again turned Manman into an irresistible beauty. The combination of two C-level talents is comparable to A-level combat talents. Manman came out of Mengxing's house. That men's outfit couldn't conceal Manman's irregular figure. Protruding at the front and tilting at the back. Huangjie sked and said. Xingge, you're too awesome. No one would believe that even if you tell others it's Sister Manman. Mengxing's eyes lit up. Yes, only myself and Huangjie have seen Manman's appearance at this moment. Even the security system wouldn't be able to determine who Manman was based on his current appearance. For a hacker hiding in the dark, great. Mengxing enters the theme. I need you to create a website. The idea for the website is like this. Mengxing can't call Manman senior sister anymore. It is easy for others to find out who Manman is by his name and the title of senior sister. Manman didn't care either, her eyes were filled with awe and gratitude towards Mengxing. Listening to Mengxing's conception of the website, Manman slowly frowned. It's possible, but there are too many features and it takes time. The initial trading system was developed very quickly. What are you selling? End of this chapter. Chapter 6. The first hunter selected by a hunter website. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. The first hunter selected by a hunter website. Beihai. Shanqingshi's villa area. Stone man, open it up. Open it up. Ah, it hurts. Lying on the bed, it's gone backwards. The young man in the computer room looked at the gray screen and was completely bewildered. Teammates' verbal abuse coming from the earphones. Yasuo, are you being ruthless? Why don't you go to the grave in the open place? Youth apologizes repeatedly. My computer always has pop-ups. If it's okay, I'll open an ad in no disturbance mode. Keep going. A group battle is about to begin, and a despicable pop-up advertisement pushes the game interface back to the desktop. Teammates' cursing came from the earphones. Did the pop-up window pop up again, or was the monitor turned off? Pit on pit, what excuse are you looking for? The young man was a bit reluctant. Even if it's my problem, there's no need to curse so harshly, right? Headphone teammates continue to curse. Just listen to me when I scold you. Do you understand that I am awakened to combat talent? Can you talk to the awakened warrior normally? The youth fell silent. F10 reports teammate cheating and exits the game. Lying on the esports chair, just as I lit my cigarette, that damn pop-up window appeared again. The young man impatiently threw down the lighter and opened the pop-up advertisement. What's wrong with the failed awakening? Even the computer is going to bully me, right? Grass. I really want to see some stupid advertisement. Coming to a page immediately. Welcome tourist number 1065 to the Bounty Hunter Guild. You are really a lucky person. Do you crave strength? The background is several demons holding a green fire lotus, and the picture is extremely textured. Sleeping slot, this promotional image costs a lot of money, right? What game is it? The young man showed a slight interest and started reading the above content. What does it mean? What kind of demon fruit can you obtain a C.level talent by purchasing it? The youth felt like they were being mistaken for fools. Nowadays, advertisements are really pushing everything. According to some hearsay. What kind of AI big data monitoring will be done in the future on the internet? For example, if you talk about travel every day, there will be various pop-up ads about travel agencies. If you talk about toothache every day, you will see pop-up ads for dental clinics. However, this technology is not yet mature, and there are few network technology companies in Longwa that have this level. This young man's name is Wang Yang, and his awakening has failed. He dreams of praying to heaven to awaken him. He felt like he was being monitored by AI big data. Wang Yang said with some regret. This technology is indeed impressive, but the boss is a fool. Can talent still be sold? To deceive ghosts driven by curiosity, he checked the selling price of the so-called talent. Sleeping slot. 50 million. Or is it a limit, 50 million after 50% discount? Did this boss get kicked by a donkey in his head? What big fool can we deceive? Wang Yang shook his head and prepared to turn off the computer. See the last few words under that fruit. Cash on delivery. Wang Yang feels uncomfortable if he doesn't lower his hand a bit. He doesn't have to spend money anyway, and his computer is not linked to a bank card. Place an order directly and see what happens. A message pops up on the computer. Once sold, no returns or exchanges are accepted and will be delivered within 48 hours. Wang Yang suddenly had some expectations. It's not about expecting the demon fruit to be delivered on time. Just looking forward to what will happen in 48 hours. This website was created by Manman. The website does indeed have AI big data monitoring capabilities. It's just that not everyone can see this advertisement pop-up push. It will only be recommended to the family members of bosses with assets exceeding 100 million on their computers. And selectively recommend to those who have failed to awaken and have a strong need. What do you think of strong demand? For example, This Wang Yang always talks in his dreams about wanting to awaken. The next day, Wang Yang was awakened by the sound of a phone call. He impatiently answered the phone. "Who is it?" There was a gloomy voice on the other end of the phone. "Mr. Wang Yang, your package has arrived." Wang Yang cursed. "I have money and never shop online." Stupid. Just about to hang up the phone. "I am a courier from the Bounty Hunter Guild." Wang Yang lost most of his anger when he woke up. Did it really come? He became more interested in the Bounty Hunter Guild and the so-called demon fruit that endows people with talent. "I mainly want to see how this group of people can commit fraud." He immediately said. "I'll call the security guard and ask you to enter the community." The security guards in this villa community are very dedicated and will not allow any strangers to enter without the consent of the owners. "No need, as long as you're at home, I'll be right there." The phone hung up over there. Wang Yang frowned. He can't have entered the community without making a phone call. Is it because the security guard neglected their duties? Suddenly, he thought of something and was completely stunned. When he bought devil fruit, he didn't even fill in the shipping address. How did the courier find his house? If it's haunted, it won't work. Wang Yang is a bit panicked. The doorbell rang. Wang Yang swallowed a mouthful of saliva and picked up a baseball bat. Bravely stroked down the stairs. From the surveillance footage at the gate, it appears to be a man in black wearing a ghost mask, tightly wrapped around himself. Wang Yang spoke loudly to the surveillance intercom. "You leave it at the door." The man in black obediently placed the package at the door and turned around to leave. Wang Yang came out of the door, looked around, picked up his package, and sat on the sofa. "Open it nervously." Inside is a fruit with a strange appearance, which is very unreal. He smelled it, took a bite, and then his face turned green. "What kind of thing? What's the smell? Did Xiang make it?" Wang Yang doesn't understand. Does the owner of this website have any hobbies? Do you like such low-level pranks? He angrily went upstairs, just about to open a short video and watch Miss wipe the glass to suppress surprise. The door was knocked on. This is not the first floor gate, but his bedroom door. The door was rudely kicked open. The man in black appeared and said displeased. "Why not inspect the goods upon arrival?" Wang Yang was frightened and wilted. "How did you get in?" The man in black remained silent, holding the demonic fruit that had been nibbled upon. "Grab Wang Yang and stuff it into his mouth." Wang Yang felt like he was going to die. "This thing is poisonous from the cliff." This website is a website for abnormal homicide. After eating all the fruit pulp, he closed his eyes and waited to die. Next second. Kg of fruit. C.level, the range of weight that can be changed is from 1 kilogram to 10,000 kilograms. Wang Yang's heart stirred up turbulent waves. Has he awakened? The person in black is a bit impatient. Has it been accepted? Cash on delivery. Wang Yang pondered for a moment. "Brother, can we divide it into installments?" Over 100 issues. He clearly heard the man in black sneer. Through the mask, he could feel the gloating of the man in black. "Tonight, you need to reopen that website and recharge 50 points. Otherwise, the consequences will be borne by oneself. 50 points equals 50 million. After speaking, the man in black turned around and left. Wang Yang quickly opened the surveillance, but did not find the person in black leaving the main entrance. Can't he fly? Wang Yang attempted to swing his fist, reducing its weight to 1,000 kilograms. A huge crack appeared on the wall with one punch. While Wang Yang was excited, fear also followed. The Bounty Hunter Guild is definitely an extremely terrifying organization. Where should he go to get these 50 million? I had to dial the phone. Dad, which one do you want to hear first when you have good news or bad news? The good news is that I have awakened, C. Level. The bad news is, I owe 50 million. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Extraordinary Organizations, Hunter Guild. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Extraordinary Organizations, Hunter Guild. When Huang Jie rushed back to Mengxing courtyard from the neighboring city, it was already evening. Remove the mask, retract the wings, and enter the house. Inside, Su Manman's slender fingers typed lines of code on the keyboard. Mengxing sat opposite Su Manman, holding a pen and writing and drawing in his notebook, constructing the details of the Bounty Hunter Guild. Upon seeing Huang Jie enter the room, the pen paused. How did it go? Huang Jie nodded and a hint of confusion appeared on his face. Brother, why don't we just force that kid to eat the devil's fruit? When the time comes, you can control him and ask for any amount of money. The taste of burning the sea of consciousness is unforgettable to Huang Jie. Mengxing glanced at him and shook his head. This delivery was beautiful. It indicates that Huang Jie still has some abilities. Unfortunately, my brain is not working well. Mengxing's secluded way. Do you know the difference between robbing someone for 50 million and selling them something for 50 million? Huang Jie shook his head in confusion. Mengxing Dao. Forcing him to eat the devil's fruit will only make the Wang family hate us. Now it's his own choice to buy the devil fruit, which is to pick a bargain. Do you think it's not worth buying a CE.level talent for 50 million? He continued to write while saying. We are not despicable robbers. Stealing, robbing, deceiving, these kinds of things are not our turn to do. In his notebook, the online construction of the Bounty Hunter Guild has already begun to take shape. There are 4 main features that appear on the Bounty Hunter website. Trading system. The traded items are various extraordinary plants planted by Mengxing in the future. Including restricted items such as devil fruit. Redeem with items or points. Task system. Completing tasks can earn rewards. Mengxing can use the mission system to drive those hunters in the future. You can even post a head bounty mission. Level system. Hunters will be divided into 4 levels. Junior Hunter, Intermediate Hunter, Advanced Hunter, Demon Hunter. Score based on the number of tasks completed, and then advance by completing special tasks. Successfully advancing will receive some kind of reward. The highest Demon Hunter will receive a Demon Fruit reward. There also needs to be a Presbyterian Council, which means senior management personnel. The future Hunter Guild will have physical entities, and the stalls will be laid out very large. Both online and offline operations require dedicated personnel. Mengxing cannot do everything comprehensively. So it is necessary to grant authorization to certain individuals to jointly operate the guild. Of course, the ultimate power still lies in the hands of President Mengxing. Mengxing wrote a few big characters on the paper at this moment. Express Delivery Department. Whether now or in the future, Mengxing will always find a way to give the items to the hunters. And after completing the mission, hunters need to give themselves the mission items. The Express Delivery Department is extremely important in the early stages. He leaned back on the old chair, lost in deep contemplation. The villa is filled with people both inside and outside. These people are all strong bodyguards, and even some awakeners. In the bedroom, Father Wang Zhenghao furrowed his brows and smoked one cigarette after another. The doctor-like person said to Wang Zhenghao, "Congratulations to Mr. Wang. Mr. Wang has truly awakened and there is no abnormality in his body." Wang Zhenghao breathed a sigh of relief. "Thank you, doctor, for your hard work. Shaoli, take Dr. Lu home." After a while, a man in a suit walked up to Wang Zhenghao and respectfully said, "Mr. Wang, no one has tampered with the surveillance footage and no suspicious individuals have been detected." Wang Zhenghao's eyebrows furrowed again. "Son, think carefully again and see if there are any omissions." Wang Yang had a bitter gourd expression on his face. "Dad. That person said it. If you don't pay all the money before midnight tonight, you will bear the consequences. I have awakened my C-level talent, this 50 million is worth it. You didn't have no money, you gave it as soon as possible. Wang Zhenghao is a bit embarrassed. He is indeed worth over 300 million, but he doesn't have over 100 million in cash. Selling stocks, real estate, etc. is the only way to raise 50 million. Wang Zhenghao pulled away Wang Yang and quickly typed a line of words in customer service. Hello, I am Wang Zhenghao, General Manager of Qinglian Construction Company. Who the hell are you? Customer service. We are a bounty hunter guild hidden in the shadows of the world. Our bounty is not just money. There are also extraordinary items and points. You are very lucky to receive the limited item, Devil Fruit, on your first encounter with the guild. Wang Zhenghao's face showed a look of horror. This is indeed an extraordinary organization. He quickly typed again. Can we delay the debt for a while or installment it? Customer service. Payment must be made within 12 hours after the acceptance of items in the mall. The heavily hired bodyguard team outside gave him a bit of confidence. He typed. Can we have a face-to-face conversation? Sister Xiao Lai. 10. Wang Zhenghao. What do you mean? Sister Xiao Lai. 9. Wang Yang is anxious. Dad, just give them the money. Sell your stock funds now. After counting down to 1, little Hunt's sister remained motionless. Wang Zhenghao repeatedly asked the bodyguard downstairs if they had found anything. After receiving the answer, I became suspicious. How can one bear the consequences if no one from that mysterious organization appears? At this moment, Wang Yang suddenly screamed in agony. Hold your head and collapse to the ground. Not long after, I couldn't speak in pain. The man in a suit quickly walked over and tested Wang Yang's body. A big change in complexion. A powerful force is eroding the young master's sea of consciousness across the air. Wang Zhenghao was confused. The awakened one with the pinnacle of spirituality can only manipulate abilities within a kilometer. This awakened person who harms people from afar didn't even disturb the bodyguards downstairs. It indicates that it is not nearby, possibly 10 or even 100 miles away. What terrifying spirituality is this? He has been dominating the shopping mall for many years and has never heard of such methods. He anxiously shouted. Hurry up. Throw away all my stocks, funds, and mess. Quickly, Wang Zhenghao gathered up 50 million. I clicked the recharge button. I bought 50 points for 50 million. After the money was deposited, Wang Jia returned to normal and collapsed weakly on the ground. Wang Zhenghao was both surprised and afraid. For the first time in so many years, I feel powerless. This organization is very terrifying and must not become an enemy. He was very worried that his previous behavior might have offended them. I pray in my heart that this organization is not an unethical one. Wang Zhenghao clicked on the website and came up with new prompts. Congratulations, Mr. Wang Yang, you have successfully become a low-level hunter. Please read the registration instructions before registering an account. Wang Zhenghao began to read. As you look, your eyes light up. Only a few lucky people have the opportunity to encounter this website and become hunters. Becoming a hunter can bring many benefits. Those extremely rare extraordinary items can be obtained by completing tasks. The most important thing is that Wang Yang is a hunter from today on. A member of an extraordinary organization. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Abundant Imperial Sister Do Yubo. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 8 Abundant Imperial Sister Do Yubo. The registration method is very simple. Aim your eyes at the computer camera, scan and authenticate before entering the Real Hunter website. No longer in tourist mode. The interface is very cool. The demon held the lotus, occasionally flashing green and blue codes, adding a touch of mystery. To register a nickname. A nickname is a code name and can never be changed. Wang Yang thought for a moment and realized that his ability is to change his own weight. A punch can unleash tens of thousands of pounds of strength. Are you sure to use the nickname Fistmaster? Click OK. Nickname Fistmaster successfully registered. Tip. If you promote the Hunter Guild and expose the hunter's identity, you will be killed. Wang Zhenghao's eyes were blazing as he said to his assistant in a suit. I can't tell anyone what happened tonight, let's go out. The assistant quickly nodded and went out, not wanting to stay here for a moment. The first thing the father and son saw was the taskbar and the trading mall. I clicked for a while but couldn't get in. It shows that the system is under maintenance. Coincidentally, I saw a chat channel next to me. Curious, Wang Yang clicked in. Plague. The demon fruit restriction has already been bought by someone. Longya. I killed so many monsters just to grab points and limits, so today I'm gone. Blade Soul. Grass, good luck. Ginu. Who can tell me when the restrictions will be released next time? Blade Soul. Lie down, isn't the ghost old man taking on a mission to kill the bone dragon? Are you still alive? Fox Girl. Which good younger brother bought a limit? Can you give it to your sister? She will compensate you well. Wang Yang was horrified in his heart. A total of 894 people are online on the chat channel. That means this hunter guild has at least thousands of awakeners. According to their conversations, this organization has both men and women. The chat content even frightened Wang Yang and Zhenghao. There is someone here who can kill several monsters alone. Even an old man killed the bone dragon. The father and son have scalp numbness and rapid breathing. They couldn't help but start brainstorming. A mysterious and terrifying organization. The hunters wear ghost masks and their strength is immeasurable. In order to enhance our capabilities and walk around the world, constantly completing website tasks. Ending a day of adventure, I opened a website in villas, slums, and even the wilderness. No one knows what level of strength is hidden behind the computer. Wang Zhenghao thought to himself. With so many strong players, anyone willing to help the Wang family can take off. Actually, he overthought about this matter. Because these characters are all virtual, completely thousands of AI robots made by Manman. The purpose is to create an image of Hunter Guild that has existed for a long time and has terrifying power. Unknowingly, Wang Yang was secretly delighted. So many big shots want to get the devil's fruit, but they make it easy for him to get it. This 50 million is really worth it. The ambition to surpass these big shots is also quietly growing. Until he saw someone discussing that newcomers had tasks that were easy to earn points on. He started searching on the page for which was the new task. He's not sure exactly what points can do, but with so many big shots fighting for them, it must be a good thing. At this moment, a message pop-up window popped up. Customer service. Hunter, Boxer, new player exclusive mission released, do you want to accept it? Without hesitation, Wang Yang. Pick up. Wang Zhenghao's face suddenly changed. You're crazy. Think carefully before taking it. If you can't complete the task, it may bring disaster to our family. Customer service. Within 3 weeks, contribute 10 items containing spirituality, including magical corpses. Task reward, 10 points. The father and son breathed a long sigh of relief. This task is not difficult. Spend money, rely on connections, and you can get it. Wang Yang quickly typed. Senior, how can I contribute? Customer service. There will be staff coming to collect it. Wang Yang immediately had a black-clothed man wearing a ghost mask in his mind. He thought to himself, do hunters wear masks to hide their true appearances? Then I also need to wear a whole mask. Wang Yang replied to the message on the chat interface. The boxer will give his all and strive to complete the task earlier. Mengxing nodded in satisfaction as he looked at the chat interface. Someone has prepared spiritual fertilizers for planting extraordinary plants in the early stage of their own field. Saved a lot of trouble. Use your mobile phone to check your bank card balance. 45 million. After the Wang family's money was recharged, it did not directly enter the Mengxing bank card. Manman used powerful hacking techniques to create hundreds of thousands of fake accounts. 50 million yuan went into these tens of thousands of accounts, and then went through a series of controversies. These funds have circulated around the world. When I returned to Mengxing's account, there were only 45 million left. The advantage of doing this is that no one can find out who the Wang family's money has gone into. Tracing online will only make them lose their way. Manman still feels unreal. This is 40 million, is that all you got? Mengxing's secluded way. When you show your teeth to this world, you will find this world surprisingly gentle. Transfer 300000 to Manman. Your living expenses during this period. Get a better set of computers. Transfer another 6 million to Huangjie. This is yours. Help me buy all the old houses in the nearby area, and the rest will belong to you. Huangjie lay on the wall that day, peeping and sounding the alarm for Mengxing. For the sake of privacy, the old house must be well organized. Mengxing plans to buy all the houses next door. Then connect and turn it into a villa and mansion. Hide the devil fruit tree and green lotus inside. Besides, he plans to have Manman, an important figure, live next to him. We can't all squeeze on the Kong, can we? The two of them looked at the extra balance on their phones and were afraid that they were dreaming. In just one day, life has undergone earth-shattering changes. They can only get this money after years of not eating or drinking it. Brother Xinga, where are you going? Manman suddenly asked when he saw Mengxing going out. Mengxing Dao. Find a company to renovate this place, and once it's done, you'll stay here. Find a decoration company. Mengxing stepped into the gate. The black silk long-legged professional attire young woman crouched at the front desk, organizing documents. Upon hearing someone come, he said professionally. Welcome to New Era Home Furnishings. May I help you? Mengxing said calmly. You're busy first, don't be in a hurry. Then he sat on the sofa beside him, quietly waiting for the young woman to finish her work. No wonder wealthy people are slow and approachable. When Mengxing had a different mindset than before. A unique perspective belonging to the president of the Bounty Hunter Guild. When re-examining this familiar city. This world has become a game. I don't know how many bounty hunters there will be in this city in the future. What was the scene when he devoured the whole world? When the young woman finally finished her work and looked up to see Mengxing, she was surprised and said. Ah! Mengxing! Why are you here? Mengxing didn't expect to meet Do Yubo here either. When Mengxing relied on scholarships to make a living, Do Yubo was his roommate. What did Do Yubo think of? My face is a bit cold. She admits that her mature charm has a fatal impact on Mengxing's age. But she doesn't want to have any stories with Mengxing. Mengxing said when he moved out that his awakening had failed and he wanted to return to the old city area. Even if you have a good impression of Mengxing, a handsome and hardworking little brother. I'm sorry, my goal is to have a wealthy second generation. If you can still awaken your combat profession with the highest score in the province, then there is some talk. Do Yubo was very angry about Mengxing's arrival. This is where she works, should we rely on relentless pursuit of her? What should I do if it affects my work? Do you, an inexperienced child, know how difficult it is to find a job? It's simply childish. And lower your head. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Whose crown prince is this? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Whose crown prince is this? Mengxing doesn't care about Dou Yubo's indifference. I want to renovate the house. Upon hearing these words, Dou Yubo's face improved and he showed enthusiasm. The older generation in the old city cannot afford houses in the new city. In order for his son to marry a wife, he had to spend money to renovate the old house. Dou Yubo brought Mengxing to the second floor and began introducing various model rooms. In Dou Yubo's eyes, Mengxing did not even have the qualification to lick a dog. The current Mengxing is the fat on her lips. Dou Yubo understands his strengths very well. When introducing decoration styles, one will carefully showcase their plump figure. The short narrow skirt always reveals the flesh legs wrapped in black silk when bending down unintentionally. Occasionally touch Mengxing with small movements. Let the perfume smell into Mengxing's nose. Mengxing's mouth curved slightly. For 3 years, Dou Yubo has been living with Mengxing in the image of a cold and aloof older sister. It was the first time he had seen Dou Yubo with such a charming posture. She is very intelligent, a dedicated and purposeful woman. You should know that the renovation of ordinary residential buildings costs at least 100,000 yuan. Dou Yubo will receive at least a small 10,000 commission. He doesn't even know how big the place he wants to renovate will be. Dou Yubo earned him 1 order, which is enough to squander for several years. This modern and minimalist style is also very good, which many young people like. The price is very economical, 100,000 is enough. Looking at this again, the Italian-style kitchen, paired with the French-style living room, is absolutely stunning. Roughly speaking, it's around 150,000 yuan, but I can apply for a whole house customization for my younger brother. Strolling through one model room after another, Dou Yubo carefully introduced Mengxing, working very hard. Under her professional explanation, Mengxing gradually became fascinated. Forgive Mengxing for being a bumpkin. He never expected that there would be so many styles in house renovation. Dou Yubo saw that Mengxing remained silent and couldn't help but ask. Brother, how much area of house are you going to renovate? The renovation of houses in old urban areas is different from the decoration in new urban areas. You don't need to ask about the area first like urban decoration, and then estimate the approximate price. The price is similar within 100 square meters in the old city area. Mengxing replied. It's quite big. Dou Yubo's beautiful eyes lit up slightly, and he immediately thought of a possibility. Let Mengxing sit on the sofa, leaning over, with a few strands of hair streaking across her face. Take out your phone and call up a 3D virtual video. House renovation is a big deal, we must choose the right one. If you have a vegetable garden at home, you can also use this Chinese-style courtyard style. The price can be slightly higher, 100 square meters is 300,000 yuan. I can help you apply for a 20% discount, and you can pay in installments. Dou Yubo explained for a while and asked. So, how big is the house that my younger brother wants to renovate? I'll give you an estimate of the price. Mengxing roughly calculated and replied. About 5,000 square meters, right? Dou Yubo was stunned for a moment, his face turning ugly. I remember you said you awakened your talent as a farmer. Were you going to build a greenhouse? Then you should look for an agricultural company, which is not within the scope of housing renovation. If you need it, let me help you. Contact you in terms of friendship. Mengxing shook his head. It's about house renovation, and I'm quite interested in this Chinese style. Dou Yubo stepped on his high heels and rushed down the stairs in anger. A towering chest undulates violently. 5,000 square meters. Are you bragging or not making a draft? Renovating an old house of 5,000 square meters, not to mention this expensive Chinese-style building, even the most ordinary one costs 10 million. 10 million yuan is enough for you to buy a large flat floor in the South China Sea, okay? Are you here to pick up girls, using such disgusting methods? She suppressed her anger and said to the intern. Xiao Zhang, go and receive the customers downstairs. Xiao Zhang is a boy who has failed to awaken. It takes a lot of connections from the family to work at home in the new era. Seeing Dou Yubo's expression, he immediately realized that there was a problem with the one upstairs. But Dou Yubo is an old employee, and Xiao Zhang dare not listen to her. Okay, Sister Bo. I went upstairs. Show Mengxing a warm smile. Brother, Sister Bo has something to do. Let me introduce it to you. Mengxing probably knows what's going on. Show a playful smile. I'm interested in this style, about 5,000 square meters. Can you calculate the quotation? Xiao Zhang was stunned for a moment. Based on the principle that visitors are guests, I frowned and carefully estimated for Mengxing. Then you can consider it a Chinese-style garden. If 5,000 square meters only covers an area, then including the attic, it would require at least 7,000 square meters. The price is approximately 21 million yuan, and the designer will need to measure it on site. Mengxing nodded. That's it. After speaking, take out your bank card. 21 million swipe cards, not enough to add more. Hurry up and come up with a plan. The renovation needs to be fast, I'm in a hurry. Xiao Zhang took the bank card in disbelief. Did you get such a big order right after starting work? Is it fake? Mengxing frowned. Afraid of having no money in the card. Xiao Zhang woke up from a dream and almost ran away from the model room. Mengxing smiled when he saw his anxious and excited expression. Is this the power of money? Both men and women must submit to the tyranny of this source of all evil. Mengxing, who has over 20 million followers, really doesn't look up to him now. For Mengxing, money is about to be a number. When Xiao Zhang ran to the front desk finance department, the huge business of tens of millions shocked the entire company. Dou Yubo looked at Xiao Zhang's surprised expression and wanted to laugh. How much does Mengxing weigh? She doesn't know. If this card can be used to swipe money, then the ghost will come out. She has seen many things like showing off cleverness to leave a deep impression on herself. For a newly graduated student, being able to do this is already very courageous. Dou Yubo felt that with this courage, he could consider asking Mengxing to treat him to a meal. Who can say for sure that such a brave and shameless child can make a little difference in the future? After tidying up his narrow skirt, Dou Yubo prepared to go upstairs. At this moment, she saw the company employees getting busy. The processes are proceeding in an orderly manner. Xiao Zhang's lips were dry and his face was full of excitement. Running upstairs holding a contract. Dou Yubo stopped him. What are you doing here? Xiao Zhang quickly grasped the contract tightly and looked at Dou Yubo with caution, saying in a grateful tone. Sign a contract. Thank you, Sister Bo, for giving me this opportunity. I will definitely treat you to dinner. After finishing speaking, hurriedly went upstairs, leaving Dou Yubo foolishly in place. Sign the contract. She rushed to the front desk, staring intently at the finance department. Just now, that person named Mengxing. Before finishing speaking, I heard several finance girls at the front desk with hopeful faces saying. 21 million, just brush as you please, it's like buying cabbage. Be a wealthy man. This is what it means to be young and wealthy. He looks handsome, and it would be great if we could start dating together. Don't dream, someone like them who can spend tens of millions on gardening is going to play with celebrities. Winning such a tycoon would give Sister Bo the same looks. By the way, Sister Bo, isn't it the little tycoon you received? Why did Xiao Zhang sign the bill? End of this chapter. Chapter 10. City Hero Iron Forest. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10 City Hero Iron Forest. Dou Yubo was lost. Brushed 21 million. The feeling of her worldview being overturned made her feel dizzy and dizzy. Is he an invisible wealthy second generation? One possibility is formed in the brain. She has never heard Mengxing talk about her parents. It is said that in many large families, heirs will go out to experience during their youth. After completing his meritorious deeds, he took over the power of the family. Does this person clearly fit this identity? Yubo wished he could slap himself twice in the mouth. Fortune tellers always say that their true destiny is right in front of them. Why didn't she expect to have a prince by her side? Why pursue those wealthy second-generation people? The more Yubo thought about it, the more he regretted it, and his heart was filled with crazy regret. I'm just a blind person. Renting with the crown prince for 3 years, and even going outside every day to find the wealthy second generation. Isn't this just riding a horse to find a donkey? When Mengxing left the new era home with a respectful and flattering expression from Xiaozhang, he gave Yubo a meaningful look. Yubo's heart twitched. Is it possible that? Her pretty face turned red, and her black thighs tightened tightly. Open a certain treasure and search for suitable dresses to hook up with the young master. It started to rain lightly in the South China Sea. Mengxing walked into a stylish small bourgeois cafe. Sitting by the window, I picked up my notebook. The waitress who came over has not yet opened the menu. Mengxing smiled and spoke in a gentle tone. Hello, could you please give me a glass of Blue Mountain and a portion of Carmen Bell cheese? Thank you. Mengxing really likes the aroma of coffee. When I was at school, I could only drink instant coffee to satisfy my craving. It's okay now, there's no problem opening a coffee shop. He had thought that the Hunter Guild would appear in the city like a cafe. The waitress was moved by Mengxing's warm smile and instinctively looked at her. A slender figure wearing black sportswear. It looks like a miscellaneous card, but it's very clean. He has a very peculiar temperament and is very confident. The whole person presented her with a feeling of sunshine and calmness. After the little sister left, Mengxing opened his notebook and outlined various details of the future Hunter Guild. Next, he needs to find a way to open up the express delivery business and communicate with the hunters. Open the QQ browser, enter the keywords for the courier company, and search results will appear one by one. Tap into each page one by one and keep shaking your head. These express delivery companies are like thunder in the ears of Xiaogua. Those CEOs are among the top figures in Xia country, sitting firmly in the high-rise buildings. There are countless awakened individuals raised by these people, and it is difficult to know their whereabouts, let alone approach them. Furthermore, these courier companies are not very secure and their privacy is not high enough. Mengxing rubbed his nose bridge. Yubo should know many social elites, maybe she can help me connect these lines. At this moment, the phone rang, it was Huang Jie. Mengxing answered the phone. Xinga, it's done. 45 residents around have agreed to sell their old houses. They can move out tomorrow, and it cost a total of 4.8 million yuan. That was Huang Jie's voice as if inviting credit. Mengxing frowned, so quickly. His tone was slightly unfriendly. You wouldn't have driven them away with violence, would you? Huang Jie on the other end of the phone quickly explained. No, there are mostly old men and women around your house. I heard that they can sell their old house for 70.80 thousand yuan. Thank you to me for giving them the opportunity to retire in the city. There are 2 families who want more money, which is ridiculous to say, but with great effort, they only want an extra 20,000 yuan. Mengxing understood clearly that this is the old city area. Manman worked so hard to earn 80 yuan a day, and was always robbed by the local ruffians in the new urban area. 70 to 80,000 is indeed quite a lot for them. Huang Jie continued to report. By the way, Sister Manman asked me to tell you that the Wang family has prepared those 10 spiritual items. I have already applied to submit the task. Mengxing's head suddenly grew bigger. At this moment, his biggest headache is this. He let out a light sigh. I'll leave it to you to handle. If you need to use the car, I'll reimburse you. Just as I hung up the phone, I heard the gentle voice of the waitress in my ear. "Here are your coffee and dim sum, sir." Mengxing said thank you and gently stirred the coffee with a small spoon. A city news bulletin notice appeared on the phone. The urban hero Tai Lin suffered serious injuries while fighting with the criminals yesterday. After rescue efforts, he is now unharmed. Mengxing clicked on that news. Last night, Tai Lin, the director of the Dongqing District Public Security Bureau in Beihai, encountered a robber on his way home from work. Tai Lin immediately stepped forward to stop and fought against the criminals. However, the criminal is an E-level awakener, and Iron Forest is defeated and severely injured. Fortunately, I went to the hospital for timely rescue and was able to escape the danger of life. Mengxing raised his eyebrows slightly. How could a police chief fail to defeat an E-level awakener? This is not scientific at all. Mengxing became interested. Search for Qinglian's life in the browser. Without searching or knowing, Mengxing was stunned. This Iron Forest is just an F-level awakener. Originally, this kind of talent couldn't even enter the Public Security Bureau, but Tai Lin relied on his own abilities to get into the police officer exam. And over the years, there has been continuous credit. If it were placed on other security officers, they would have already entered the General Bureau. It was also because he had received too much credit that the General Administration decided to offer him the position of director, as he could no longer justify his promotion. Tai Lin is very young, only 28 years old this year. If nothing unexpected happens, he is at most still a director at the age of 50. Mengxing secretly licked his tongue. In this world, talent and rank are really important. Suddenly, a flash of inspiration flashed in Mengxing's mind. I remember the sheriff had internal and external patrol tasks. What if the sheriff were to transport the express delivery between hunters and guilds? There won't be anyone intercepting and inspecting the security car, will there? Iron Forest has already accumulated a body of credit. As long as he awakens his powerful talent, he will immediately ascend, and Jesus cannot stop him. A person from a general bureau can definitely contact the security officers of other cities. The transportation network will be immediately connected. Mengxing's face slowly showed a strong smile, as he gazed at the bustling city with a faint glow in his eyes. Take the last sip of coffee and walk towards the old city area. Mengxing's small courtyard. Mengxing sowed the seeds into the soil. A whole and a half days have passed, and by late night, it was a full 12 hours. There is also a harvest. Dozens of extraordinary plants emerged from the ground. Moonlight grass. It can emit light at night and cultivate under the light to enhance spiritual recovery speed. Potato mine. Press the red button on top, bury it in the soil, something passing by can cause an explosion. Wild strawberry. After use, it can immediately recover some injuries. Mengxing knows where all these things come from. They are all products from various games in their past lives. Sure enough, after becoming a beginner, the aura of the European emperor disappeared and no powerful extraordinary plants were planted. It's okay, my face wasn't that black, at least some extraordinary plants appeared. The courtyards were pushed aside. It was Huang Jia, wearing a ghost mask and covered himself tightly in black. As soon as Huang Jia entered the door, he rose. I'm telling you Xinga, Wang Yang seems to be sick. Wearing a smuff mask made me look like an avatar, which startled me. He also asked me if this mask fits the rules, and if his attire is acceptable. P.S. I'm going to try the recommended water, please support me, brothers. This story has just begun. End of this chapter.